Don't accept yourself. Now you might be thinking, Luis, what? Why are you spreading such a horrible message? Are you insane? Now, I'm not the smartest, and I tend to do a lot of dumb stuff, but hear me out. I think it's a little important that I go into why I said don't accept yourself. By that, I mean, of course, not to hate yourself. I mean that you shouldn't accept your stagnation. Your stagnation. Why? Because we always have, no, many times in our lives, we have a chance. Not just a chance, we have many, many chances. Many times where we can make the choice to be better. To be better than what we were yesterday. And that's why I don't want you to stagnate. Because if you stagnate in what you were or what you once were and how bad your flaws were, then you'll never improve. You'll never reach your full potential. To take that chance in the first place, we must first assess what's wrong. What's wrong about ourselves? What's wrong about a certain situation? Is it something physical? Is it something emotional? Is it something intellectual? After we figure out what the problem is, we have to figure out how we're going to take action. When are we going to take action? Should we take action? And that's a big thing here. Because if you do things the wrong way, you can become even worse, or you can make things even worse. For example, say you want to take a healthier approach to your lifestyle. Now, there's a lot of information out there, a lot of conflicting information. So it might take a long time for you to figure out what the right thing to do is. Or maybe even when the best time it might be for you to do something. Because maybe it could be somewhat unrealistic for you to take that approach to your lifestyle right now. But maybe in a few months, maybe you'll be better in a better situation to take that. Not only that, since there's so much information out there, you might take the wrong approach. You might starve yourself. Or maybe you might eat too much if you're trying to bulk or something. And you might make things worse than they already were. Another example would be with something emotional or something you had with a person. Like any problem, you should know, again, when to do it. Because sometimes you need to give things time, especially in relationships, when, say, you did something wrong and you're trying to fix things. Well, sometimes you might need to not only give yourself time to really understand what happened, understand why you messed up, or maybe sometimes, most of the time in a relationship anyway, both of you mess up. So you have to think about it. You have to let the other person think about what happened, because when you finally approach them, it could give them a better sense of how they're going to react. They might be able to think more logically and not let their emotions cloud their judgment and consume them, hence giving you a better chance to mend things, to mend your pain, because you're probably feeling pain. You're probably feeling regret that you did something bad, something worse than you would have liked. In other cases, of course, you might not have to wait that long. Sometimes the right time to take action is right now. Sometimes you might feel like you'll never be prepared, like you'll never be ready, like it's an insurmountable obstacle to just know when to do it or what you're even going to do in the first place. Sometimes you have to take action. You have to take a leap of faith. Have hope that you'll do things right and think properly and do things the way you should. So when you finally take action and deal with the problem at hand, say it was, again, with another person or inside yourself, say it was a temper problem, or maybe sometimes you feel like you're not good enough, then after you take action, you should make sure that for the most part it's permanent, or at least consistent. You should be consistent with whatever you promise yourself or others that you are going to do. Because of course, if you say you're not going to do something, like say yell at somebody more than you should, and you keep doing it, then they're going to be disappointed in you. Not only that, you'll be disappointed in yourself. And sometimes, heck, you might even try to do the right thing, but everything goes wrong. And everything goes the way you didn't want it to. Things get worse. Sometimes you get worse. And it doesn't necessarily have to stay that way, because failure is part of the journey. We fall, but we have to get back up. That's in part how we become better. We look at the mistakes we made in the past and we get back up. We change things. We do things in a different way. Saying that, you might also need experience or some type of advice from not only yourself, but your peers, your parents, your teachers. Heck, maybe even people you don't even know. Because that's what history is here for. That's why we have stories. Because people have made the same mistakes you have already made, and even mistakes you haven't made yet. And we learn from them. We learn from the past so that the future can be better. So, let's say everything is going well. Let's say you're being consistent with your lifestyle or your diet or how you treat others. But the thing is, with being human, is that a lot of the times we regress. And it's not the greatest thing in humanity, but it happens. We sometimes ignore the lessons that we learned in the past. And that's not as okay as making a mistake. But at the same time, it's part of life. And it's something that we should know to deal with. But we should not accept it forever. Because if we accept it forever, and if we just let it happen forever, it'll get worse over time. Maybe you're in great shape, and not only are you getting in worse shape than you are, you'll get into worse shape than you were before, when you wanted to be better. And that's the point I'm trying to make here. To be better, you have to look at yourself. Look at your past self. Look at the mistakes you've made and try to be a better you. Whatever that means to you, because that can mean a plethora of things. And you shouldn't compare yourself to others. You shouldn't compare to what others have achieved, because they've had a different life experience than you. And to you it might take longer or shorter, or you might reach the point at a certain level in your life. And that's okay, because we're human and we're all different. And that's what life is all about. It's about us being different. It's about getting back up. It's about failing. It's about learning from our mistakes. It's about choosing to be better. That's how we improve. That's how we become a better person. And that's how we make the world a greater place. Thank you. So if you found value in this video, you should consider liking, subscribing, and sharing with your friends so that we can all be better.